What's up, everybody? 32 Icon here. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing well myself. Please go ahead and like and subscribe and share if you haven't already, in good faith that I will continue bringing you great content. Oh, and I'm just another YouTube personality, so take what I say with a grain of salt and do your own research, okay? All right, so listen, the windows are open, so it's going to be a little bit noisy, and I apologize ahead of time. So I was sitting back and I was thinking because the last couple of days I've done some reviews for a couple of different companies. And I wanted to discuss some of the things that I've learned during these reviews. Now, if you guys been watching my channel, then you know that for, I don't know, the last several videos, they've been reviews, okay? And what I found is that I finally have been in a position where companies have wanted to reach out to me to review their products. And that is really a blessing because you guys know that a channel is expensive to run. And so when companies are helping you with products to help give you content, then it is a huge service to your platform. So with that, there are obviously pros and cons. So when companies reach out to me, or I've spoken to other companies where I initiate the conversation, I make it very clear so there's no ambiguity, there's no confusion, there's no discrepancies whatsoever, that if I review the product, it's going to be my personal assessment and experience of the product in which I'm reviewing, whether it's an accessory, a part, etc., etc. And I make no bones about it that, hey, I'm going to tell the pros, and I'm going to tell the cons, and that's just what it is. But some of the things that I've learned along the way is that as I'm going to the range and I'm reviewing the product, like most recently I reviewed the Crossfire. When you're reviewing a product, it's a lot of information to take in, right? You want to make sure that you're getting the information right so that when you are delivering it to your audience, it's accurate. Okay? You don't want to just be spouting out misinformation because it jeopardizes your credibility. Not only that, it's what do you call it? It's irresponsible, basically. All right. Another thing that I noticed, and I'm looking down at my notes because I don't want to miss my talking points, but when you're reviewing the items, you're looking for things that will go wrong, right? Because you want to make sure that you put that out to your audience. Now, for me personally, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I reach out to Vetter Holsters or Optics Planet, I told you guys before, 98% of the time, I'm going to get items that I want. There's a 99.9% chance that I'm going to like what I requested, because I've already done research on it. I know that I want it. I want to check it out for myself personally. So I'm going to like it. There have been times in the channel where I rated something lower because I didn't like it, or I didn't think it worked effectively, or whatever the case may have been, I gave it a lower rating. But when I'm reviewing, because I know I'm automatically going to like it, I also look for things that could go wrong. All right, just so I keep the balance of pros and cons. Next, I noticed that as I'm reviewing whatever product that I'm reviewing, I'm enjoying it in the moment. Like, I'm like, oh, this is cool, this is what's up, da 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 da. But what I notice is that it's not until after I do the video, like after I've done my review, I've given you the information, that I'm able to go back and use it without any type of note taking or, trying to put anything in my memory. I'm just using it to have fun. That's when I really get to enjoy it, because I've already did the analysis part. I've already looked for the pros and cons. I'll look for what could go wrong. So I did that when I did my assessment of the product. But for my enjoyment, that usually comes after, when I don't have to take any notes, and I don't have to do all that information. I could simply go out and be a fan of the product. So I noticed that I enjoy it more after I do the videos than when I'm actually doing the videos, because there's so much information to take in. And not that I don't enjoy it while I'm performing and doing the videos, I do. It's just that I'm almost working, whereas once I finish the video, I'm able to have my playtime, if that makes sense. I also noticed that when I'm reviewing products, there are times where I have to double up on a product. Like for instance, if Olight sends me something, Optics Planet sends me something, and I know that I can, test one with the handgun, test the other with the rifle, I'll bring them both to the range and I will double up. So when I'm there, I'm in work mode. Like I'm like, okay, I gotta put this down. And there are times that you'll see me, I'm taking notes. I'm like, okay, I need to mention this in the video. I can't forget that, and I try to get it all done. So I try to balance my time so that I'm not going to the range multiple times because, it's not sustainable financially. So I'll try to get all of that in, and I have to balance my time to say, okay, I'm going to be there for an hour. I got to get, 300 rounds of this, or I got to get 200 rounds of that. Or there are times where I have to go over. Okay, I'm going to have to go over. Like when I did this review, I shot about 600 rounds of 22. And the first time I went, I shot about 500. The second time I went, I shot about 150. So maybe 650. But, like I had to go twice because I wanted to make sure that I actually got this right. But my point is, I try not to go twice because I want to get it all done in one setting. But then there are times I have to, stay at the range a little longer than an hour to get it done. Now, is it worth it? When I review these products, is it worth the time and the energy it takes to do it? Yes, of course it is. For me, because again, that helps support the channel. And even if I don't like the product, just because I don't like it, it doesn't mean you're not gonna like it, right? There are other YouTubers that I look at and I'll say, okay, what do they think about this? Or what do they think about that? And based on their information and information of other people who have also used it, I may like it and they may not, right? So just because I may not like it doesn't mean you may not like it. Or just because I like it doesn't mean you're gonna like it. So it's always worth it. And I can always say, well, I tried it and didn't like it. Or I tried it and it works. So yes, for me, it's beneficial and it is worth it. I know a lot of you guys are concerned with YouTubers who you might feel is biased because the company sent them over gear. And I mean, I could see where you're coming from when you think that some YouTubers are a little biased. And I would be lying if I said that there are no biases when reviewing. There are. On what level, it varies from person to person. You may have a bias of wearing maybe Adidas over Nike, or maybe a V-neck versus a crew neck shirt. Or perhaps you might have a bias over a certain shampoo that you use over another shampoo. We all have implicit biases, right? That's just life. That's just who we are. But I try to maintain the integrity of the channel by being very honest with you. I'll say, well, okay, I like this, but we need to address this negative because it affects the way the product works or what have you. So I always try to point out the negatives to keep the balance of reviewing a product. Again, when things are sent over to the channel, you're appreciative of it. But again, in order to protect the integrity of the channel, you have to be honest and try your best to give an unbiased commentary or explanation or summary of your experience with the product in order to keep your credibility on the channel, right? So that's just me. Now, the last thing I would say, which kind of ties into what we previously discussed, is that the one thing I've learned on this channel, especially when reviewing products, is that I got to do it my way. I have to do it my way. Just for the integrity of the channel, I have to do it my way. Okay? Like, if you come to me and you say, hey, Liv, can you review this product? And I think that it fits this platform, then if I decide to do it, I got to give the pros and the cons. Like, that's just the bottom line. I've said that in emails. I've said that telephone conversations, I have to give the pros and the cons. So if you're a company and you coming to me just to kind of uplift your product and not talk about, you know, the cons of it, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. Now, I will be honest and say that I have not had a company say anything about, oh, don't mention the cons. I haven't experienced that. I know other YouTubers who have experienced that. I have not experienced that. So thank God for that. But I'm going to mention the pros and the cons. The next thing, not everything or every product is for this channel. I've had companies, 2 companies in fact, who have come to me and they have a gaming platform. And it was like, hey, Liv, would you mind doing the first 90 seconds of your video or the first 60 seconds of your video and inserting our gaming video into your channel, into your whatever your current video is that day? I said, that don't even make sense because I don't even game. So I know y'all will be looking like, if I'm reviewing, say I'm reviewing, because I just happen to have this here. Say I'm reviewing this, and then in the first 60 seconds, boom, a gaming advertisement come across. Y'all be looking at me like, Liv, what is this? Now, I'm not saying that the channel can't be sponsored by the company where you just mention the company, you mention what they do, a quick little 10-second, 15-second advertisement by you mentioning, maybe showing a little image. That's one thing because it's sponsored, although I haven't had that. But that's one thing because it's sponsored. But I'm not finna have no gaming video, little Grand Theft Auto video coming through while I'm reviewing an optic. Like, it doesn't make sense for my platform. So to that company, I had to politely decline. And they understood. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. But I've had other situations where it was that, as well as similar companies that wanted me to do similar advertisement where it had nothing to do with my channel. So out of the integrity of my channel, I was just like, nah, I can't do that. Like, that got nothing to do with nothing. Like, I would have rather they say, hey, can we sponsor a video? Then I would have been like, okay, that works. But you trying to put in Grand Theft Auto, it wasn't Grand Theft Auto. I'm just using them because it just popped in my head as a game to use for an example, but it wasn't Grand Theft Auto. But you want me to put something like that and it doesn't make sense. Now, if it was something like Call of Duty, then I would be like, oh, okay, Call of Duty, because that makes sense because of all the different firearms you could use. So then I could showcase that because this is a firearms channel. You get what I'm saying? It just has to work. It has to make sense, right? Make it make sense. So that's what I'm saying. But those are the things that I've learned reviewing accessories. And again, I've had fun, but I have to do it my way on my platform. And that's just what it is, right? That's just what it is. Because if it doesn't make sense and you can't really justify it, if you have to constantly think like, is this good? Is this not good? Then maybe it's not good, right? Maybe it's not for your channel. But if you can simply think about it and it works and it makes sense to you, then I say go for it. But as I'm reviewing these different products, as companies have reached out to me, as I've initiated conversations with other companies, I have to feel good about what I'm putting on the channel. All right. And I'm trying to reach 100,000, but it's been going slow for 2021. 2020, I had a lot of subscribers, but it's been dragging. Like, I think I'm still under 60,000. I'm at like 59,200 subscribers, something like that. So I'm trying to get that, what is that YouTube plaque. If I get it, it will go right, there. That's where it will go, right there. I will probably move that cutting board and put it right there. That's what I need to get. Then I get to 100,000, then I could just chill. But I don't know. I probably need to upload more. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's that on that. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you're doing well, treating one another with kindness. And I'll see you in the next video.